Oh, are we doing a test? Oh, this sounds so
we should
weird.
drink first.
How does it sound weird? Yeah, we should drink
We
first.
should.
This sounds weirder than we
Clink it.
normally sound.
Clink it,
Okay,
clink it.
Come on.
Clink it and sink it.
That is not the
Dink
same.
it.
Cheers, gentlemen.
By the way, what are these like bling headphones that you got here
Yeah.
with all the
I
gold
feel
on them?
fancy.
He's on the throne. He's gonna have to. You know what we should call it? On the throne. We should call this podcast On the Throne.
On the
If
throne.
it's not taken, yeah.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
Yeah, I think we just came up with our names. Okay, so first order of business is I need Shawn to listen to something.
All right.
Shawn, here we go.
Yes.
You're gonna listen to this first.
I'm listening to this first.
Game of Thrones spoilers ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be the. Maybe I'll have to edit the levels a little bit.
Maybe add like the if you can, like the bell ring from the shame right before you say that. So it's like a little like ding.
No. What you should do is you should use the shame bell to replace the swear words. So instead of using a censor beep, you should use the shame bell.
Shame.
I might have to. Yeah,
That'd be
Okay.
amazing.
So that was me recording that, right? So like, I'm telling you, like I made Yeston do this.
Yeah, Arturo had this weird idea to have instruments like align with the vocals and then end on the throne's theme.
That's cool.
And so here's
interesting.
Yeston's.
Mine is out of tune.
Game of Thrones spoilers ahead.
It's a very low last D, but I was getting very fed up at that point.
Yeah,
I wanted to show off a little bit, you know.
that's pretty cool. I like it.
So, since this is like a memory cast sort of spin-off.
It's like a side story.
Yeah. Well, actually, first, I think since we introduced ourselves at the beginning of the podcast, maybe Shawn could introduce himself.
No.
Is that a terrible idea?
Never start with
Probably.
introductions.
What do
Yeah,
I,
we just gotta just jump into it.
Yeah,
Start talking. and
I'm
that's
Shawn.
all.
That's all you need to know. There you go.
He's Shawn. He's
This
a
is my
cool man.
voice.
Very
He's
deep.
got a cool last name. Can we say last names here or no?
I think Shawn likes his privacy.
I don't know.
He's-
I don't care.
He's a man of mystery.
It means sword polisher.
I'm-
That's
I'm
like the first thing.
Sword polish. Wait, really?
Which is great. It's great. For the
I believe
podcast.
so. I think
for Game of Thrones.
it's a pretty rough translation. Either sword
dude.
polisher or sword fighter. I don't know how close this is supposed
This
to
is
be.
good.
this is
Good.
close.
Yeah?
Like,
Alright.
imagine if you were gonna like gobble. Oh yeah. You ever listen to ASMR? That's how close you want to be. Sword polisher is a hilarious translation.
Yeah, sword polisher or sword wielder, whichever.
Okay, I prefer polisher because that's a
There's
euphemism. Yeah. Especially for Game of Thrones, I think it works
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
For two reasons.
Anyway, the reason I wanted to do this is because Shawn is a book reader. And
You say it like it's a bad thing.
no, of course not. No, I
Yeah, okay,
think
no.
I think it gives a great perspective.
Let's do some background here. He literally was like, "Oh, Shawn reads the book, so you and him are going to be in constant conflict," and that's what he said to me. And
No,
that's
what I'm hoping. But look,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. I mean, I can play devil's advocate. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
But it's basically going to be like book reader, non-reader, in betweener. That's me.
Have you read any of the books?
Like a couple chapters.
That doesn't
No,
count.
but I was planning to kind of be the like referee. We'll see how this plays out.
I haven't read a book in a long time.
So I wanted to start off by excluding Yeston a little bit because he talks a lot. He's gonna talk a lot during the run of this thing. But since this is Memorycast, I wanted to talk about Shawn. You and I have a lot of memories watching Game of Thrones, don't we?
Damn straight we do.
Yeah. When did we start watching Game of Thrones? Like together? It's an every year thing.
I want to say it might have been starting season 4 because I know I started watching and reading the books. Like I would read the books and then I'd watch up to pretty much what I'd read. And I didn't start doing that until the end of season 3. So like the first one that I saw around the time that it came out was The Red Wedding,
Oh, I
which
see.
I had like gotten eager and I had just kept on reading and I had more time to read than I had to watch. So I'd gotten past like the first couple books like pretty quickly. So
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I remember you telling me that too, and how you were so excited or you were really happy that you were able to consume so many seasons so fast. And
Yeah.
you got to to the end of what had come out. And
yeah,
you're like, oh my God, I have to wait a
Mhm.
year every time.
But it was still really fun, like watching you, because I knew pretty much what was going to happen. They've taken liberties, because you obviously can't fit everything into a show.
Yeah.
But it was always really fun, like things that I was expecting that happened, and things that I was expecting that didn't happen, like Lady Stoneheart, of course, and
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some of that stuff.
yeah.
But no, I do remember that too. Like, we might as well have started this podcast back then, because we would spend hours
Oh, we would.
talking about this, and it's so romantic.
Yeah.
And so Yestin, what were your Game of Thrones memories?
I was sitting in the living room. And there was a dog,
This is so relatable.
and everyone has living rooms. And my friend was like, "Hey, there's this show. It's got boobies in it." And I was like, "Wow, that sounds good." And he's like, "Yeah, let's get it." And we would go. This is in Pahrump.
Oh no!
Do you have bad memories about Peru?
Just the city itself.
Yeah,
is bad
no,
memory.
it's an expansive trailer park. You never want to go there. Like, it never ends. We would go down to the movie rental store, okay, which we still have in Pahrump because
Because people
like
still have DVD players in Peru.
20 years back in the past, and we would rent Game of Thrones and we would watch it, and it was amazing. And it did have boobies.
Game of Thrones spoilers ahead. So let's actually get into this, right? Let's get into the meat, the meat pie of Game of Thrones. Is that not a thing? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Bad joke. So, how would you guys? And you can kind of take turns. How would you guys summarize each season, like quickly?
Oh
like,
God!
You wanna go
yeah,
first?
because we're gonna give a recap, and then we're gonna give a couple of predictions.
Oh crap, man! I don't know. Like, the first season, the lady gets raped, and then like.
Well, like, big picture.
Okay,
Yestin.
okay. Kid gets pushed out of tower. Incest. Fast talking dwarf. Night's watch wall. Ned gets murdered.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely how it ends. Shawn,
Yeah.
do you agree?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It sets the foundation of everything that's to come.
Yeah.
It's really funny. They said like they had no idea what to do after they killed Ned. They're like, well, what do we do now?
Like, as the show?
Yeah, like the directors, because they banked him as their main character, and they admitted like after that, like, what do we do now?
I remember reading a bunch of stuff about, like, a bunch of jokes about what's the actor's name?
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. Like, how he always dies in everything,
Yeah.
and how he's just a walking spoiler because he's gonna die in whatever he's in, and he kind of does.
Poor Sean Bean.
So, season 2. I think Shawn should go first.
Season 2, that's the most forgettable one. That's the one
Oof.
where
That's the one where Daenerys is in the desert for like half of it, just
Yeah,
walking
For
around.
40 years.
Daenerys.
40.
Yeah, Daenerys goes to Karth. She gets her dragon stolen, and she finds him back from the crazy warlocks. She locks the dude in his empty vault. Jon Snow, that's when he first leaves. He gets taken by the wildlings after they go beyond the wall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that where he invents cunnilingus?
No, that's the next season. Tyrion, shoot, that's Tyrion. Tyrion being the Hand, yeah, because he's trying to prep. Because they introduced Stannis then. Stannis.
As far as Tyrion goes, that's a satisfying plot.
Yeah, that's where Tyrion kind of became the main character that season, and he was trying to stop Stannis, who is the new player, who's fighting against Renly the first part of the season, and then
At this point, he hasn't killed Renly, or he did kill Renly.
Yeah, that was the second season. Yeah,
Okay.
because he killed him, he got all his people, and then he's attacking King's Landing at the very end, and then that's when the wildfire happened.
The Battle of the Blackwater.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great one. That was super impressive.
And that's when the Hound off.
Yeah. Oh, Clegane Bowl. We're gonna talk about that. Okay. Do you know what that is? Yes.
I have no idea.
Oh, are you serious? You need to
Clegane Bowl
visit.
get hype.
What?
You need to visit the Game of Thrones subreddit.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that was part of how Shawn and I kind of communicated through. I mean, I don't know. Did you visit the
Memes.
subreddit? I think I
Oh
remember
yeah,
that. Yeah,
that one
yeah.
and Free Folk, which is
Free Folk is good.
Yeah,
Free Folk is better.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's be honest.
But just reading the conversation, it was. It's been a great 5 years. Has it been 5 years?
It's really interesting that there's like 3 distinct like conversations on all the subreddits. There's like the one that's the book subreddits.
Yeah.
Which they a lot of them are just like show haters, like everything the people do on the show like is terrible because it's bad. And then like you have the Game of Thrones subreddit, which is a little casual. Like
That's the one
it's
that
a
I
lot
go
of people
to.
baking cakes that look like dire wolves, which is really nice and it's very cool arts and crafts. But a lot of the dank memes they came from the Free Folk.
Okay, I gotta say I don't really visit
You
Free
have
Folk
you
that
have
much.
thrown the Game of Thrones subreddit under the bus here. Like,
I mean,
you did
every subreddit
you
has
did it
its
in the most
purpose.
nicest two-faced way.
I mean,
like, it's so nice, but it's just not really of any substance.
no, I mean, there's a spot for memes and there's a spot for not memes.
For cakes, yeah, I get it.
All right, so that's season 2. Season 3. Oh wait, did you have anything to add for season 2, Yestin?
Is that the one where they have the conversation about how everything's about?
No, dude, that's way further.
Oh,
down the
dude,
line.
it all blends together. I'm
Kind
sorry.
of. It's okay. No, that was season 7.
No,
Was it? No.
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
totally.
it was 5.
Okay,
No, that is season 7.
yeah, because of
It's
Bronn,
Bronn and Jaime.
They're like about to go fight Daenerys, and like Bronn's like he's riding his horse and he's like, I can't do a f***ing accent, but he just basically says that it's all about.
Yeah.
So anyway.
He's right.
Season 3, guys, go for it.
Oh, crap. I don't remember what happens in season 3. Daenerys is gathering her armies and she's going through liberating cities and she's like, this might be harder than I thought it would be. When she actually has to start governing.
Now you watched a bunch of recap episodes,
yeah,
or
but
YouTube videos.
Yeah, but I watched them all like really quickly and in 1.5 speed, and it got very confusing.
I'm in the middle of a rewatch right now.
Like a proper rewatch. You're watching the actual episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
I am.
You're way more prepared for this than I am.
Well, that season 3 is still a long time ago. I think we just finished the first 2 episodes.
Wait a second.
Tonight.
Are you watching it with somebody else, Shawn?
Yeah, another friend.
Oh my god.
He hasn't been blessed.
Oh.
Me and my friend Cece decided that he needed to be blessed.
Oh, I feel left out.
I feel betrayed, Arturo. Good.
Like we were just like, I was mooning over like all our memory. Fine, okay.
Hey, I mean, we still all watched them together, the new ones.
That's true. Okay. We're gonna do that for 8 too. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Wait, what happens in season 3? I don't remember.
I thought we just said, didn't we?
It's build up to the red wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he marries that girl that he's not supposed to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrion marrying Sansa.
No. Robert is his name.
Oh yeah.
He was a good character. I mean, I liked it. He wasn't very
fine.
interesting.
No,
but, like,
he wasn't.
he was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you picked up on that.
Yeah. And then it was. I found it super disturbing how they put the direwolf head on his body.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, was the Red Wedding like a turning point for you guys as far as the show or the books go?
People got freaked out at the red wedding. Like I remember going to school the next day and people were like it felt like someone had actually died. People were really quiet. It was very strange. It was really scary.
I don't remember where I was for the Red Wedding, but that was a turning point for me. Like I was not expecting that.
It's dramatic, and at that time also, Arya's traveling with
The Hound.
the Hound and slowly losing her like mental status.
I also remember how she got to the place of the Red Wedding. Where was that?
The twins.
It was
The twins. Like right after it was done, right? And she just keeps missing all her family.
Yep.
And it was like such a blue balling experience. I
Yeah.
really wanted a reunion.
Yeah.
It's
And that's why these later seasons feel so satisfying.
yeah.
Okay,
it's
that's a
payoff.
word for them. Okay, wait, remind me. So the red wedding happens because the guy with all the daughters, whose name I don't remember,
Walder Frey.
he's making an alliance with Stannis?
He's
The Lannisters.
the Lannisters.
The Lannisters. Okay.
He and Roose Bolton, one of Robb Stark's bannermen, are conspiring against him.
Okay. You know what I think the real dynamic here is going to be?
What?
It's going to be like you two knowing all the things, and I'm a layman that has to ask for clarification.
Well, I
And
haven't actually said much of substance. I'm just asking the
I'm
questions.
going to be like a voice for the audience that isn't as obsessed with the show as some people are.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed. I've been
Sean's
watching
obsessed.
I've been watching like YouTube videos like in my spare time, like all these crazy tinfoil hat theories about what's gonna happen.
Do you remember the R plus L equals J?
Oh, yeah.
tinfoil hat theory, which was turned out like
Turned out to be
Oh.
true.
Wait, R plus L equals J?
Rhaegar Targaryen
that's
and
R.
Lyanna Stark
L.
equals Jon Snow
That's J.
Ooh.
or
Ooh.
Aegon Targaryen the Sixth.
Ooh.
If you want to be
If you
proper
wanna-
about it.
Take
That's
his
sad.
name.
Yeston, you really are not into this. It's like I thought you were more obsessed with it than you are.
I'm sorry. There's only so much I can be obsessed with.
I mean, it can be hard to get back into it if like you got to do the rewatch and you get rehyped, you know.
Yeah.
I definitely did not want to do a rewatch. More just because I didn't have a lot of time, like between work and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same, which is why they're going to listen to this podcast.
Sure,
They're going to get
definitely.
such a
Get
great...
these subpar recaps of the previous seasons. Yeah.
that's what we have to like.
Where were we? Season 3?
Yes. But that's exactly
That's-
how we're gonna advertise this. By the way, subpar season recaps.
Sure.
Anyway, that was season 3.
No, we missed John. John's out. He's making love to the wildlings. Season
that's-
3.
This
that's-
is cunnilingus.
That's when he
Yeah.
invented conolingus.
yeah.
Wait, so that tops off season 3, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the peak of season 3.
Yeah.
That's how they ended.
Okay, so then season 4, and we have like 3 more.
The camera like
There's 3 more.
the camera like pans out of the cave over the sun. Never mind.
I don't remember that, and I think you're just making it
I
up.
am.
Season. Oh, Bran exists. We haven't been talking about him
Oh
yet.
yeah, Bran, the kid that got pushed out of the window.
Yeah, and Theon.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I mean, so
Freaking
Okay,
stupid
Theon betrays Robb.
there's so many characters, and it's so hard to keep
Yeah.
track.
It is.
But that's what we're gonna save our predictions for, because I wrote down a list of all these characters,
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
and I'm gonna bring them up, and
Sweet.
that's what we're gonna do the predictions on.
Yeah.
We don't have to remember every character for the recap.
Bran is having visions.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the other Stark? I mean,
Sansa?
no, the one that died in season 7,
Rickon?
6. Rickon.
He
yeah.
doesn't matter.
he doesn't
Who cares?
exist.
Like,
Look, I know, but I was so sad when he died.
Was he
That's
the
season 7.
Was he the little kid at the very
Yeah.
beginning that no one remembers?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and his caretaker.
Yeah. Osha.
Yeah,
Asha or whatever.
from Harry Potter too.
Yeah. Season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead, guys. I don't actually remember any of these seasons, to be honest. But
Season 4 was really satisfying because it started off with the death of Joffrey, and that's what everybody was waiting for. Like that was like episode like 2 or 3 or something like that.
I can't believe it took us
Mm.
4 seasons talking about to bring up Joffrey.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a lot in the first except just be really cruel.
Yeah, he's just like annoying, like
Yeah, he's not moving around like the other characters are.
yeah.
Oh, but this is also the season. I remember, Sean, you and I had a crush on Oberyn.
Oh yeah, Oberyn.
Who's Oberyn?
Oberyn, and they also introduced Marjorie this season.
Oh, that's right. That's
Marjorie, who ends up being Joffrey's wife for like a second.
right. And then Tommen's wife.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a weird scene.
Yeah.
We
That's
haven't
when Tommen becomes a real person again.
Sure. Oh, the scene with Tommen in the last season is phenomenal, but we'll get to that. We haven't even
Yeah.
mentioned Tyrion yet.
No, we
Tyrion.
have mentioned Tyrion.
Yeah, this is
Sort of.
season 4 is when he gets accused of the murder of Joffrey. So that's his big trial.
And we have the battle with the mountain.
Yeah, Oberyn in the mountain.
Man, I really want Oberyn to make it
Crushed his
further.
skull. Yeah.
You know,
You're right. Oberyn was a sexy character.
right?
Yeah.
That accent.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely top 5 sexiest characters in Game of Thrones. Quick, other top 4. Go.
Marjorie.
Marjorie. Okay,
Um,
that's 2.
Tormund.
Wait, did you say Tormund or Tommen?
What's his name?
The
Tormund?
kid.
The dude with the beard or the kid, Tommen?
Both
Yeah.
in equal measure.
Theon.
No.
Post sausage.
No. You're awful, man.
No, it's
You have weird attractions.
more holes.
Oh, Jesus.
Sam.
This.
We haven't talked about Sam.
He's
Sam.
definitely number one
He's
sexy.
well, I mean, I just mean in the recap, but I mean, obviously, Sam Tarly.
Number 1 sexy character.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I had a crush on Ross. Remember Ross?
Oh yeah, the redhead.
Yeah, which R.R. Martin said he was going to write into the books,
Yeah.
but then they killed her off.
Who's Ross?
The redheaded prostitute, the one that travels from
Winterfell?
Winterfell to King's Landing.
And then she gets shot by, or no, she gets shot by Joffrey to death.
Oh, yes.
I think that was the end of season 4.
Something like that.
No,
No, he died at the
end of
beginning
season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this was season 4 with Oberyn.
Yeah. Jon Snow's back at Castle Black. He left the wildlings,
Right.
and they're preparing for the attack. The
Yeah.
attack's coming on.
He's
on
gaining
Castle
momentum in the political world of Castle Black.
Yeah, because
Sort of. He doesn't have a lot of support, though.
well, he gains a lot of support in episode 9, the Battle of Castle Black, Battle on the Wall.
Yeston just has this look like, shoot, they're quoting episode numbers. I'm actually fairly impressed, Shawn.
I know, right?
It's starting to get more fresh now.
Well, you're also doing a rerun, so
Yeah.
But okay, so season 4, season 5.
Wait, is Jamie
Mhm.
traveling with Brienne in season 4?
No, that was
When is
season
Season 3?
3. Yeah, season 3.
Oh, yeah, because he's back in King's Landing by the time Joffrey's dead.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how a lot of characters had traveling arcs earlier in the episode, like earlier in the seasons, and
Yeah.
I actually really like that. I don't know how you guys feel about those.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like buddies.
It also helped teach about the world too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because they're traveling through this continent, and it gave it a sense of scale and place.
Oh, you're gonna touch on that for the
Oh,
later
yeah, we
seasons.
will. Because you have Jamie and Brienne, and then you have
Arya
Arya
and
traveling.
the Hound.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is season 5 the one with the anticlimactic ending, where there's no battle?
No.
Is that the one where Daenerys is like praised by a sea of people?
No, that was season
6?
4, I think. 4 or 3.
Like, I just remember there were always, like, episode 9 of any series was always a big battle.
Or something monumentous.
Right, like the Red Wedding or something,
Yeah.
right? And one of the seasons,
And yeah, it ends with
Was
a
not.
camera shot above Daenerys as she being like supported by all these freed slaves. I think that's 3.
I think
I
that
think-
might be 3.
I think in 4 she's more established and she's dealing with the actual governing
Yeah.
of the cities.
because I know 5 ends in John getting stabbed.
Are you? That's right. Okay. So was that the recap for episode 5? This is going so well.
Season 4. We've probably forgotten like a good third of it, but yeah, Sam's doing things
That's generous, Shawn.
this is when Stannis comes up.
Like goes north.
Yeah, when he goes north and he's like trying to defeat Lord Bolton.
Oh, yeah. They kind of came out of nowhere in the show. The Boltons.
Yeah, well, they foreshadowed him like Ramsay was shown torturing Theon in his little dungeon, and then like his father Roose comes back home from betraying his king, and he's
What was the meme about Roose?
What do you mean the meme?
Like Roose the goose or something?
I don't know.
And what was Stannis the mantis?
Yeah, Stannis is a mantis.
Stannis is a mantis.
He is secretly a praying mantis in disguise.
Wow.
Yestin, you got to get in the memes.
I guess, man. My gosh.
Yeah, and actually, it's late now because it's the last.
I know. I've missed all the superior Game of Thrones meme culture.
Yeah. So season 6.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at. That's where John gets resurrected.
Yeah.
And
then we lose that whole all characters can die thing. Now here's the thing. Now you have few enough characters that they need a bit of plot armor.
mm-hmm.
John is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I guess he's the main character.
Is John the
yeah,
main
maybe I'll
character?
John and Daenerys, they're kind of like both billed as the
as the
top.
heroes.
That's
Probably
unfortunate.
Tyrion is the third.
Yeah.
John is definitely top 5
Yeah.
sexy characters.
Sexy characters.
Totally. Cunnilingus, man.
The hair, man.
Ew.
Okay, this is gonna be a weird podcast.
This is the worst recap ever.
So that season, was that any season? I mean, did we talk about season 6?
I mean, we literally only talked about John.
In season 5. Yeah. Well, there's more that happens in season 5.
Yeah, Daenerys gets taken away at the end of season 4 by her dragon. And then
Yeah.
season 5 is her like taking over the Dothraki
Oh, okay.
and then like leading them back to Marine, and then she's like, "All right, we're going to Westeros."
Yeah. And that's where they start to come over.
But first, more in
It gets
season 6,
real.
guys. More in season 6. What happened in season 6?
Oh,
That's when Arya starts to
Kill people?
yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Arya went over to the training school. Now she has superpowers with no consequence.
She graduated Hogwarts.
All right. Sorry.
And then what's Sansa doing? Is she just sulking?
Yeah, no, she goes, she gets taken up to Lord Bolton, and then she escapes the horrible marriage of Ramsay. And then
At some point, they burn that kid alive.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Theon goes back home, but his dad dies, and now Euron Greyjoy is taking over the Iron Islands.
That's right. He's a crazy dude.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him in season 8.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting predictions. Like we're getting into predictions territory. So let's go to season 7. Arguably the most frustrating of all seasons.
Oh, and well, we forgot about Tommen. Like Cersei just blows up pretty much all of her
Was that
enemies.
6?
That was the end of 6.
That is the end of
Oh,
6.
that's
the very end of
right.
6.
That is where
Cersei
there's
just-
the phenomenal shot
Yeah.
with the camera just aimed at the window. Tommen looks out at the
And he just-
exploding sept, and he walks out of frame, puts his crown down, and then just steps up to the windowsill and falls. And it's great.
Also, that episode had some really amazing music
yeah.
by Ramin
absolutely.
Djawadi, or however you say his last name.
I think Jawadi.
Djawadi. But yeah, that I remember being really obsessed with that soundtrack. And
that's a good one.
I read a lot of people commenting how, well, this is the first time that they use piano, because before they were just using strings and stuff, and
Yeah.
this was a way more modern instrument. So yeah, that was a really cool episode. So let's talk about season 7.
That's when everything starts to collide.
At incredibly fast speed, like too fast.
Yeah, Arya comes back. She ends like the previous season killing Walder Frey, and then like she starts this season killing his sons and everybody in his house.
That was super satisfying.
Yeah,
I really liked that.
North remembers. She finds out
Hashtag.
John's king of the North, and then she goes up to see him. But
She misses him.
yeah, but
Jesus,
she
has the
just
worst timing.
misses him. Yeah, because he's gone down to Dragonstone to see the Dragon Queen.
Yeah, too. that was a wine burp.
Yeah, I'm trying not to burp in the microphone.
Thanks.
I think we've done that enough, right, Yeston?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so yeah, and then there was the thing about John not kneeling,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and I really liked Davos's description of John. So like, Daenerys gets this. What's her full title, Shawn?
I don't know.
Like
She's
Killer of Worlds? No, it's not Killer of
it's like
Worlds.
a Storm, daughter of Storm.
Stormborn.
Yeah, Stormborn, breaker
Daenerys.
of chains, mother of dragons,
Golden of hair,
and then
silver of hair,
and all the freaking
titles.
that come with the Iron Throne. Like,
Oh, she's on the Iron Throne, man. Let's not get carried away.
What'd you say now?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay, so Yeston is breaker of strings.
What?
I'm giving you titles.
Thanks.
Yeston is Yeston Griffith, breaker of strings, clipper of microphones. Shawn is tuba of tubas. Shawn
blower
plays
of
the tuba.
wind.
Blower of wind. No, Shawn is the polisher of swords.
Yeah. And I'm the best host ever. So season 7 has a lot of criticism, right? A lot of it I've heard from Yestin. And I actually think this is your time to shine, Yestin. Go ahead.
Well,
Give your criticisms.
too bad that I don't remember season 7.
Are you
Here's the deal.
serious?
Here's the deal with season 7. Okay, I don't like all these. Okay, when characters met up with each other, you're like getting your water. Like, okay, when characters met up with each other in past seasons, it felt kind of special, and because they would maybe never see each other again. So like, Jon talks to Tyrion in season 1 and doesn't see him for like 6 more seasons, and that's cool because, like we said before, the world has a sense of scale and a sense of place, and that is totally eliminated in season 7 as these characters are just able to teleport around, totally disregarding time and distance in order to make the plot more convenient and more concise. And I understand why they're doing that. Like, from all I've heard, the creators are super tired of working on this show, and they kind of want to end it and do it quickly and concisely, but it doesn't feel as special anymore like it did.
See, well, from what I've read, they've kind of expected you to just assume that, like, you assume that there's time has been passed. It's like it's not at the point where they can go slow anymore. Like, you don't really need to see the characters like, well, we're going to this place, because they just assume like that's a pretty far distance.
But there are also zombies, and there's this that I could totally buy that. But there is a time-sensitive threat that is developing that doesn't seem to be portrayed realistically if that is the case. If you take into account how long it has taken characters to travel from one end of the continent to the other within past seasons, it doesn't make any sense that they would have to do that again several times and that the zombies wouldn't.
Yes, you're talking. We should specify that which time-sensitive thing you're talking about. It's when Daenerys is able to fly up from Dragonstone.
No, it's also when
wall.
they capture one of the walkers and bring it to King's Landing to show.
Yeah.
And also, there's the scene that was very heavily criticized where they are trapped on the ice in the north. Someone runs down to the castle to the Night's Watch, and then they send a message to someone else who's really far away, and meanwhile they're still trapped, surrounded by zombies, and that doesn't seem to add up time-wise, because then that is when... I don't think that's when Daenerys comes up with her dragons.
That is, yeah.
Okay.
But I could see a dragon flying that, because that's
but
a big
it's not
dragon.
just the dragon that needs to fly up there, it's the other people that need to walk down there.
The person delivering the message
Yes.
that
Yes.
the company
And even if they're on
is-
horseback, it just seems unrealistic.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's time for not remembering season 7.
Also, I think that it's getting a little cartoony. I'm gonna be honest.
In what sense?
I thought the ice dragon was cool, but like, come on, man. It feels cheesy to me, if I'm being honest.
Did you feel the same, Shawn?
I felt it was very predictable. The second that, like, I saw an ice dragon going up there, or the second I saw, like, the multiple dragons going up there, it's like, she is going to lose one, and it is immediately going to be raised as an undead dragon.
I was so sad when Viserion died. I mean, I was. I like these dragons. I feel like I grew up with them.
You know, now that I'm remembering season 7, there were a lot of shots that weren't directed particularly well as well. When Jon finally finds his uncle, who's been up north for like the whole series.
Oh yeah, Benjen.
And he helps Jon escape the walkers, but he's like, Jon is like, come with me on this horse that we have. And he's like, there's no time. And they're just sitting there talking about how there's no time. And then he has to go fight off the walkers with his stupid chain whip.
With fire.
Yeah. And it's like, there was totally time. And that feels like a direction problem to me, because they could have made it so that the walkers were like right on them. And it made sense that he had to fight them to get them to not attack Jon. But that's not how it was framed. And that's not how the scene was laid out. So that felt unbelievable as well.
Like, it's just rushed. Like the planning of the shot maybe was rushed. Like, oh, we got to get this in here. Who knows what they were dealing with, really?
There's also some weird inconsistencies with the way the zombies behave around water. Sometimes they just seem to be able to walk on the bottom of water, which doesn't seem to...
Are you thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, but they do have that boat scene in Pirates that doesn't make any sense. But that's a comedy. So, but there's the scene where they're totally stopped by the water and they all just halt. But then there's the scene where they're on the bottom of a lake with chains tying them to the dragon. I want to know where they got those chains, by the way. The giant dragon pulling
Yeah.
chains that they just had handy.
Yeah.
But if that were the case and they could behave like that, when they're surrounding the people who have gone up there in exhibition, why don't they just like form a bridge with themselves? There's enough of them that they could easily, like, there's not that much water in between them and the people they're trying to eat or whatever they're doing. They could, that feels contrived and it doesn't feel well justified in terms of the way they're doing that.
Are you talking about the scene on the frozen lake?
Yes, and this is the same scene that leads into Daenerys flying up and losing her dragon.
See, but people assume, because we know that the Night's King is not like a dumb zombie leader. Apparently, he does have like motives that we're supposed to learn this season.
Yeah.
People assume that like he knew that it was going to bring Daenerys in, and he was going to entrap the dragon. So
Okay.
people assume that like they just know he's already got this plan. Like he's got his dragon, he's got his checklist, and he's checking it off as it goes on, and
I mean,
everything's
maybe-
going to plan.
Maybe that's why the zombies didn't. The walkers, ice walkers. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the White Walkers.
White Walkers. Shoot, I'm mixing Walking Dead.
I know.
Anyway,
I just say zombies.
yeah, maybe that's why the zombies didn't actually go into the water to get them, so they could wait it out.
Okay,
I mean, this is maybe giving them too much credit. Nice one, Shawn.
I think it is giving them too much credit because those zombies like look at the water and like comically step back from it like they're afraid of it. And I feel like, did the king tell them to do that to, for some reason, fool these people trapped on the ice?
Well, first of all, it's probably more like a hive mind thing they've got going on, where he doesn't have to say anything.
Maybe.
But
That's another one of those things where if they actually wanted that to be the case, I think it should have been framed more conspicuously to hint at that. But it feels like, yeah, that's giving them too much credit. Also, how does he have, I mean, like, seriously, like, what's the theory? How does he have all this information about what's going on beyond the wall?
Well, because if you see, the theory is that he's got like similar powers to what Bran has. Because if you remember in season 6, it is like when Bran is doing all this looking back into the past.
He sees
Third-eyed
him.
raven.
Yeah.
He sees the Night King, and the Night King sees him.
Recognizes him. Yeah. So he obviously has similar interface abilities.
There
And
was. Go on.
Oh,
sorry.
I just think it could be because he was created by the children of the forest, which probably has something to do with the werewood magic and all that kind of stuff.
I really like the lore of the Children of the Forest. I mean, I haven't actually gotten too much into it, but I like the idea of them. And there was a theory out there floating around that Bran was the Night King.
Yes,
That's
I saw
a good
that.
theory. That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a fun one to get lost in, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it was because what was it? He saw the Night King, and or they thought he traveled into the past when he was having a vision or something like that, and maybe he gets stuck there. I don't remember the exact.
Comes the Night King.
Yeah, but I just don't remember why his motives would change from being good to being evil. I don't know. I have to get lost in that theory
I
again.
don't know, man. He's dealing with some crazy spirit magic. Like, who knows?
Yeah, just maybe. And so maybe I think that closes season 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
mean,
wait. I have a
wait-
question.
Go for it.
Did Daenerys expect Tyrion?
What?
It's a theory that people have too. When Jon Snow meets Daenerys, his cousin?
Aunt?
How are they aunt? Which is weird. Which is, I
Right.
mean, in tradition, of course. People were saying, well, when she opens the door, she's looking down. So like she thought it would be Tyrion there, and they were gonna rock the boat.
No way.
And that was a serious theory that was floating around for quite a while. And the idea was that like maybe Tyrion will be the love interest and he'll be sitting on the throne.
No way.
Look, I'm not giving credence to this theory. I'm just saying it existed. Okay.
No, he'll be hand to the throne, and his wife Sansa will be queen.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's get to that.
Let's let that stir a little bit.
Maybe we need more wine before we start talking about those theories.
No, but Yeston, you were telling me how you really didn't like Tyrion's role in season 7. You thought he became dumber all of a sudden?
Yeah. There's a I remember there being like a pretty blatant plot hole in season 7, something about taking a castle, and then like falsely taking a castle, and I don't remember exactly the specifics of that. I will have to come back with exact knowledge of that. But yeah, because Tyrion is making decisions on Daenerys' behalf as her advisor in this season, and he keeps making mistakes, which I think is meant to give like more threat to Daenerys. But I think what it's really doing is just making people kind of dislike Tyrion.
Okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Tyrion in season 7, Shawn?
It's very interesting because you're seeing him in a position where he's once again being like conflicted by his family, because at the very end he really believes that Cersei is changed and like she's going to send help up to the fight against the undead.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like kind of resting on his, like the onus is on him. He's the one who made that deal with Cersei.
That's right.
And like, but he's still at the same time trying to do the best for Daenerys. But I think that might come into a little bit more conflict now in this season, especially with Jaime coming up north, and who can only imagine the things that Bran has to say to Jaime.
Oh, God.
I cannot wait.
That'll be a fun
Bran
read.
is a
Yeah.
walking plot inconvenience at this point.
Oh,
Because he just knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're with them teleporting characters around, it's going to get real dangerous.
You know what they have to do? They have to pull an Infinity War and get rid of Doctor Strange, like which is Bran at this point, because Doctor Strange saw all the possible outcomes. And anyway, they're gonna have to get rid of Bran somehow, I guess, and then bring him back, like they brought back Jon Snow, maybe, or maybe he does become the Walking King.
The Walking King.
The Night King.
By the way, that shot with Jaime leaving King's Landing is also phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And to lead into season 8 now, something that's really cool is that they're bringing the best directors from all the best episodes, like the Hard Home director. I actually don't even know the rest of them, but just Hard Home was so good.
Wait, which one is Hard Home?
It's the North where they encounter the Night King, or Jon encounters the Night King for the first time and kills one of the White Walkers.
Yes.
Really, really good episode.
The Army of the Dead.
How much dragon glass do they have? Has that been established?
Apparently they have a lot from under Dragonstone.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
It'll be cool. I wonder what here's where we get into predictions. What will the first episode of season 8 contain? They're gonna have to set up the end in the first episode.
I'm gonna wait because I've seen the leaks.
Oh,
Are you
no.
serious?
Wait, there are
Yeah.
leaks?
Yeah.
Are they scripts?
Apparently it's this dude who works for HBO in Spain,
Okay.
and they're not exactly who they are. But the person has posted leaks before that were accurate for season 7.
Yeah.
And apparently within hours of him posting this video, it was just like him talking about it, and it was all in Spanish. So like a couple people like got it translated before it was taken down within like 3 hours of it being posted. So like it's real.
Shoot.
It could be real. I
Well-
don't know. It could be fake.
We're going to assume for the sake of this podcast that it's fake.
Yeah.
And so all predictions have to come without that knowledge, which is now impossible for you. You are
You
a
can't.
tainted
you
I'm a
can't-
tainted
source.
source.
You're like
but,
Bran.
yeah.
You can't be trusted.
You're a walking plot hole. But well, okay. I guess Yeston. Damn it, Shawn.
Wait. So how far? Like, how much detail do you know?
It was only the first episode.
Okay. So like, you don't know who's going to be sitting on the throne at the end.
No.
Okay.
All I know is all the things that they've put out publicly. Like, we know for sure that the third episode is the Battle of Winterfell.
Well, okay. Well,
Okay.
see. This is so I have at this point I have established a no spoiler policy. I just don't watch anything. I'll sacrifice that for this, but it's good. Okay.
Well, what's your problem with knowing that the third episode is the
I
Battle
just
of
like
Winterfell?
going into things completely blind, having no knowledge.
Understandable.
Of anything.
Do you want to make a joke?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. So who's going to be sitting on the throne at the end?
No. We're starting with
Oh.
episode 1.
Oh, fine.
All right, we gotta know. Like, I want to know what your thoughts are on what the first episode is going to contain because it's important.
I guess.
So,
I feel like the first episode of every Game of Thrones is kind of lackluster because
Yeah.
they have, like, you're right.
except
they do,
when Arya kills.
okay, that was a
Walder
good cold open. But other than that, it is just a lot of them sort of recapping situations and setting up. Okay, where is everyone now? And sort of setting starting places. Even if we had that knowledge from previous seasons, it's sort of a little update, and then we can actually get the action started.
Everyone should just listen to this podcast to get the recaps.
Absolutely.
Obviously. But so episode 1, you think it's just gonna be recaps, basically,
I think it's just going to be establishing the positions of all the major players. Who there's
like
not
where they're going,
Yeah,
their trajectory.
there's not very many major players at this point.
Okay. Well, Shawn, what are your predictions aside from episode 1?
My thoughts are, and this is based off of what I've read, like the books, that
Mhm.
is.
I mean,
and-
is that
and-
even a viable source of information at this point?
No, just knowing the way that George R. R. Martin like shapes his stories,
Okay.
he tends to go with a lot of the he likes the history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes kind of line.
Oh God, he's
Wait.
George Lucas.
Explain.
Like it gets to go with like the origin stories of the Game of Thrones, like how there's this ancient prophecy, the prince that was promised, or like Azor Ahai. And essentially, the gist of it is that this great warrior, the last time the Long Night or the White Walkers came, this great hero stopped the darkness by plunging his sword into his lover and creating a fiery sword from which he defeated the White Walkers and then entered in the age of men. And
Wait, but
Is Jon gonna kill Daenerys?
No, Daenerys is going to kill Jon.
See, people are wondering, but I'm thinking that we're going to have a lot of callbacks to season 1 in this
That would be cool.
in this season, kind of like reflections on that, because like we already know we have like a king, or we have a royal procession heading to Winterfell. Like we already know that's happening episode 1, because like Jon and Daenerys are on the boat.
Yeah.
And I think just like we had that in episode 1 of Game of Thrones, like you're waiting for King Robert to come up the King's Road.
That's right. No, wow.
Don't they already have flaming swords though? They like put their blood on the swords, but now they function like lightsabers. I remember that being a criticism as well.
No, I think, yeah.
There's that guy that can't die. I don't remember what his name is.
Beric Dondarrion.
And
Oh,
he has
he's
his
cool.
he has his flaming sword.
Mhm.
And in the beginning, like they do a big ritual where he has like to put blood on the sword and then he can light it aflame. And now they literally pull the swords out and they look like lightsabers. They like activate. It's a little silly.
Like, I thought it showed
That's
him
true.
like putting the oil on his sword and like he'd like touch it and it would like light up or whatever.
Something about the loss of the
Ritual.
something about
Yeah.
the loss of that surrounding weight that they put on it feels a little
Modern.
it feels again like a sort of time-saving thing. They just want to make it look cool, you know?
Maybe you're supposed to assume that they did the ritual.
Yeah. Like you've already seen it at this point. That you don't need to waste time showing it.
Yeah.
But
More
I
wine.
like taking time. It makes things feel more weighty, consequential.
Yeah, that's true. I'll wait till you pour it.
Yeah, well, I think we all need a little more wine.
Absolutely.
A few moments later.
Okay, so those are episode 1 predictions, I guess.
I mean, sort of.
Not really.
We did episode 1. We did a little bit of just in general predictions.
We're gonna see Jon and Arya reunite finally.
Oh, yes.
I think it's going to be the most
Needle.
awkward thing because he remembers her as like this innocent but feisty girl, and now she's just a cold-blooded assassin.
Yeah.
I mean,
See how
I
that
kind of
plays out.
like that arc of Arya's.
Yeah.
I don't like that arc because it feels like there's no consequence to her learning these abilities. Like he says, you must like embrace this ideology, and she doesn't.
We
And then-
might see it. It might turn out bad this season.
Maybe I kind of
That's
hope
true.
so.
I mean,
But
you haven't seen the payoff yet.
again, it feels cartoony in that she just now has like these powers.
I could see her not surviving to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I
Man,
kind of
but
hope that
do you?
happens.
Well, I guess yes. That's Yeston's answer. But do you hope that happens, Shawn?
I don't know if I'd hope it, but I could definitely see like the way that George R.R. Martin does his stories. Sometimes like there does seem to be an overall sense of good, but it's not in the sense of like we kind of expect it. Is that like the hero is defeated by the villain and then like the villain is immediately defeated. It's sometimes like the villain continues to be a for a while and then like nothing happens and then they might get a little comeuppance, but
Well, that kind of reflects real life. Right?
yeah.
It sucks.
How much influence do you think he's had on these last seasons?
Well, they know he's been on, like, he's on the writing team and he consults with them. And even though the story that they're building to is the story that he told them 5 years ago and might necessarily be different from his end story in the books,
Which are never going to come out.
maybe.
There's the thing that winter's never coming for George R.R. Martin. I mean, has winter come in the books?
Winter in the books? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Winter, the book ends pretty much as Jon Snow is stabbed.
Ah, I see. That's right. I remember that.
So most of season 6 and all of everything is just foreign to all the book readers. So it's all that. I think that's really cool. Like no one knows what's going to happen. So.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about the characters now. So I wrote down a list of the main cast, and I'm gonna
Who are still alive.
And I'm gonna say their names, and we just kind of say what your predictions are. It's kind of like a quick round.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna say the names, and you guys are gonna give predictions, and I'm gonna be like, "Wait, who's that?"
We'll find out. Tyrion. Yeston, do you know who that is?
No, who's that? Is he the
Jesus.
wildling with the
No,
beard?
This joke is no too much.
I think Tyrion will die in the last episode.
Shawn?
I think that would be so shocking to everyone. But he's going to do something really heroic, like he did in the first few seasons, and then he's going to die. And it's going to feel like he's succeeded, and then he's going to get stabbed by someone. And it's going to be somebody you don't expect. People are going to freak out. Maybe that'll be the second to last episode. That way people have time to speculate about the end.
Oh, that would be cool.
I think they should kill Tyrion. He's the most liked character.
Yikes.
They do say that the ending is going to be something that not everybody will like, and that'll be interesting to talk about.
No one will ever like a series finale.
Oh no!
I would rather it be super divisive though than just kind of meh.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
at least give someone to talk about rather than
Yeah.
wow, everyone's saying that was really bad. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, either go one way or the other. Don't meet in the middle.
If you piss off a huge amount of people, you will make the other amount of people very happy.
Yeah, and then they're both going to talk about it. So.
Exactly.
All right. So
Wait, what do you think is going to happen to Tyrion?
Tyrion, I don't know if he'll die. I think he might stay in a position of power, but whether or not that'll be at Daenerys' side, who knows?
okay. Well, because I guess we'd have to know
Talk about Daenerys, yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also we'd have to know who sits on the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
Because that's ultimately going to be, if he does end up in a position of power, it will have to be at the Iron Throne, I think.
Yeah.
Because at this point, what else matters?
I think he would be Hand. I think he'd still be Hand.
Yeah. Do you think he's respected enough now? Even
I think he is.
okay. Even after the blunders of season 7.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could see he might. He might. I think he's going to struggle with his family. Sorry, I'm nudging that.
Okay.
I think he's going to struggle with his family connections, but I think overall he will be on the side of the good because that's the way his character has aired so far.
Right. Okay.
What about yourself?
I don't have an opinion. I'm the host. I actually, I haven't really thought too much about what's going to happen to these characters. I can tell you what I'm hoping. I just don't have I don't remember a lot to really predict.
What are you hoping?
But I am hoping that Tyrion lives.
I hope he dies.
I know.
For the story. I don't want him to die, but for the story, he needs to die.
And I know, but he's someone who, at least for the most part, has been a smart person, and I don't think that there's a lot of those in that world. I mean, there's not a lot of those in our world,
Wow.
But I'm just saying. But I think that would be he's valuable alive. and it might make for a good spin-off. Who knows?
Oh no, I don't want them to spin off.
They
That's
are
fair.
they are doing another Game of Thrones TV show, but it's supposedly set like far, far before like the current story.
You
Prequels.
know what? That would be cool.
There will be Jar Jar Binks.
if they did like a Legend of Korra and they put it in the future, and it was like the Game of Thrones world mixed with the
That would
industrial
be cool.
evolution. That would
That
be
would that'd be
interesting.
cool.
Would it?
Maybe
It'd
they
be
did
interesting.
Okay, so next is Jamie.
Jamie.
Will he lose another hand?
it right. That would be. What if Jamie just over the course of the season keeps losing all of his other limbs? and then at the end, like, you know how there's that one scene where he blocks the sword with his metal hand, and it's like, oh, he's adapting to it. Like at the end of the series, he's gonna step out to fight the Night King, and he's just gonna have like metal. Each of his hands and feet will be metal, but they'll be like made of dragon glass, and he'll just have a boxing match with the ice zombie,
That'd be great.
and he'll win the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, any predictions, guys, for Jamie?
I'm gonna say that he kills Cersei. I think that's where his storyline was going.
Ooh.
You if you take in account like the brother theory, the Valancourt theory that was introduced at like was the beginning of season 4, the one that started with a flashback.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the what's it called? The clairvoyant person, right?
Yeah, Maggie the Frog.
Yeah.
The woods witch of the Westerlands.
Right. She basically sent Cersei in this crazy life.
Mm-hmm. Like she told Cersei this prophecy, and like Cersei is like seeing it happen right before her eyes. All of her children have died, and now she believes that the younger brother, which she probably thinks is Tyrion. I think that's a red herring, and because they point out in the books that Cersei always says that she came out a few seconds before Jaime, which would technically make Jamie the younger sibling,
And
so
that would make
it's
that
true.
information very pertinent.
yeah.
Ooh.
Is that what you're hoping will happen?
I could get behind that.
Yeah,
would be
I
pretty
think I
cool.
think we're all in agreement that Cersei just needs to die. But she has made for some really good banter between like Tyrion and her.
One of my favorite scenes though is when she blows up the Sept.
Yeah.
That's such a good.
It is good.
Yeah.
That I think out of everything in that show that has happened, that made me feel the worst.
Whoa.
I don't know why,
Because Tommen killed himself.
but it wasn't even Tommen. It was just
Okay, quit saying Tommen.
whatever.
It's Tommen.
What
Like Tom and men.
Look, some people don't pronounce their D's, so I don't know when they're supposed to be there.
So you're just adding one?
Yeah, just in case.
All right. So Cersei, I guess we've said that she will be killed by Jamie.
Yeah, but she's gonna do some horrible stuff 1st
Mhm.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be tough to watch, but it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But I think we can agree that pretty much all of her actions that we are seeing her make now, but it give her a very slim chance of living to the end of the season.
Yeah.
But watch that she does. I mean, she might.
She might.
What if
thinking-
Cersei ends up on the throne? Oh
She's
my
already there.
gosh. Yeah, but what if like it
She
ends
keeps
with
it?
her?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that's giving me some weird vibes. I hope not. Daenerys. Live, die.
I
Or
can't
incest?
say whether she lives or dies. I'm pretty sure she'll get pregnant by Jon,
Okay.
but I don't think she'll ever sit on the Iron Throne. And I think the foreshadowing of that, if you remember all the way back in season 2,
Damn, Sean.
the dreams that she had where she like goes into the Iron Throne, but it's
like
all covered
cold
in
and collapsing. Yeah.
and she goes up to the throne and she almost touches it and she never does touch it, but the throne is covered in snow. So I think that's a kind of a visual metaphor, is that she's reaching out for that throne, but she never will get it because snow is what's on the throne.
Okay. Can I just get my general vision of the ending?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Well, you want to save it until after we finish talking about the characters or no?
it's kind of tied in with the characters though.
Okay, go for it.
I think that Jon will be on the Iron Throne, and Daenerys will be beside him, and they will have their child. And Jaime will be looking on after killing his sister and reflecting on that and just watching the cycle begin all over again.
Oh. Did you just come up with this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first one because that people have commented on that similarity with Daenerys and Jon and Cersei and Jaime. And I think he's going to be reflecting on that, and just it's going to end with a shot of him just realizing that this will all just continue and it'll never end.
Jaime has been. Oh, that's staying. Nice, Sean. Jaime has become a really likable character. He used to be such a
He was always a likable
crap bag.
character. It's okay. We got two different opinions there. Look, Jaime, he may have tried to murder a child, but I mean, who hasn't? Like, come on. Jaime even
Okay, Yeston is a teacher, everybody.
from very early on in the series, like Jaime was shown to have like a moral compass that was just shaded and crowded, and his time away from Cersei like gave him an ability to flex that a little with
Yeah,
Brienne.
that was well, I think Brienne
Yeah.
just gave him a moral compass.
No, he had that beforehand. He even talks
Yeah.
about the like his motivations for killing the Mad King
Mm-hmm.
and how he was trying to protect people, and he knew that it would be held against him, but he wanted to do it because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But is pushing a child out of a window in line with a moral compass that you say he has?
It's all about penises.
No, you can't.
It's-
That's a cop out.
It's all about saving himself. And like when he can do the right thing, he will do the right thing. But he knows that at that moment, like he's if like that kid tells anyone. So like the only thing he can do is like hope that the kid doesn't survive the fall.
Jaime is a more complex character than Tyrion.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a lot more conflicting interests than
Yeah.
Tyrion, because Tyrion has a family that does not like him.
Killed his dad on the toilet.
Yeah.
Good scene.
That was a good.
Hid in a box.
Oh,
But-
and when he kills Shay too,
Yeah.
that was satisfying because she
Okay.
became a total.
So wait, did Shay ever love Tyrion?
No,
Or was she just always on the payroll and just faking it the whole time?
no, she turned, but I don't think she ever loved him, but she definitely turned against him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Anyway, no one liked Shay anyway. So, did you like Shay, Yeston?
Not particularly, but like
That accent was terrible. It was. It was just it got on your nerves. Okay, so I mean, we talked about Daenerys.
Jon Snow.
Exactly, Jon Snow.
Snow will be on the Iron Throne.
You think so? Isn't that a little too predictable? And that might not be something. I mean, that would be something that a lot of people would like. And we have heard that people that some of the creators or whoever said that it won't be
Because they're going to
something
be
we'll
on the
like.
Iron Throne cradling their incest baby. And that's going to be what people
Are you
don't
kidding
like.
me? People have gotten way behind incest since Game of Thrones. Like incest has been way more
Incest
accepted.
is wincest, baby.
Damn it, Yeston. I am ashamed to say that I have seen that subreddit.
Maybe. I mean, I would rather. I think that having that ending would be like appropriate and it would fit everything. I don't want Jon to be on the Iron Throne though. I feel like that's a little boring. You're right, and it is a little predictable and too crowd pleasing.
Well, Jon is a bit of a boring character.
Yeah.
And so if he's on the Iron Throne, that would be a boring ending. I think.
You really think?
Yeah.
I think I think Jon's arc is all about him being forced into power that he doesn't necessarily want.
So maybe he will be offered the throne, or he will be in a position where he can take it, and he gives it to Daenerys instead, because he realized that she would be a better fit.
It could be. Or it could be by that time that she's already dead.
Oh. Okay, wait. What do you think is going to happen to Daenerys?
If she has a child, I think she might live. But if she doesn't have a child, I think she'll be killed. Or she might get pregnant and then Jon is forced to kill her for some reason.
Will the baby survive if she does get pregnant?
I have
Probably
seen
not.
belly stabbings in the past.
Yeah.
That's true. This is getting dark.
Game of Thrones gets dark.
Davos.
Oh,
damn,
no.
that was-
Onion Knight.
He's the most likable character.
Yeah, I love his accent.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't understand a thing he says. but
I
it's great.
hope that he just leaves. He just gets on a boat and he's like, "You guys are weird. I don't like all this nonsense. It's been too much for me. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Thank you."
Yeah, no, I do like him. What about you, Shawn?
I like him. I wouldn't be surprised if he died, though.
Oh no.
I wouldn't want him to,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be surprised if he died.
I'd much rather him just lose a foot. I mean, to match his hand.
Yeah.
Or no,
Just
wait.
loses like half of his toes.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, because he still has some of his fingers.
He's got like the bottom half. Like he's got this half of his fingers, but he doesn't have like the tips.
So there was a bunch of rubbing there.
Yeah.
Sean making hand
Yeah.
gestures.
Yeah, that was in the that made sound waves, buddy.
Yeah, I know. A lot of things make sound waves.
Yep. Okay. Sansa.
She'll be fine. They've been
Okay.
they've been protecting her the whole series.
Maybe this is why she won't be fine.
I think Sansa might die as well. I think she's either gonna die because she overextends her like reach against like Daenerys, and I think there's gonna be conflict between Daenerys, Jon, and Sansa. Not romantically, just like political power struggle.
Especially when Bran tells them about Daenerys and Jon.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch the first couple of episodes.
Well, Sam knows that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. So now we get to Arya.
And well, theoretically, like Sansa and Arya will be like a power team
Yeah.
in this.
Oh yeah.
That'd
Like
be
they
fun
were
to
like
see.
they were against Littlefinger.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, you're on a roll, Shawn.
I think I have a belching problem.
I've been on road trips with you. You definitely do. So yeah, because like Sansa and Arya got their shit together. Like they were at each other's throats, and then Littlefinger kind of brought them together. Which, I mean, were you guys happy about Littlefinger dying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
it was satisfying.
Little
But
favorite. He was one of my favorite characters.
you were like Mr. Unpopular Opinion.
I want him around for the end. That'd be so great to watch him like comprehend just the unfathomable power that lies beyond the wall. Because he's all with his little political games. Has no idea.
That would
I
be cool.
I have to say, I enjoyed watching Littlefinger like play his games, especially when he's in King's Landing. But the more like creepy uncle he got, like
Oh.
the less I was a fan of him. As,
Oh,
like, it went in.
he's a horrible person, but
Yeah.
like he's such a good character.
Yeah,
It was satisfying watching him get killed.
yeah,
I-
absolutely.
I-
Especially with the same weapon that
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that came
started
full
it
circle.
all.
Came full circle.
I thought it was super weird how like Sansa was just like, "Okay, little sister, go kill this person for me."
I mean, she's been through some shit, man. So
Yeah.
is it really that far of a reach?
Maybe
Like we watched her sick the hounds onto Ramsay Bolton at this point.
That's
like,
true. That's
Sansa's-
true. She doesn't get her hands dirty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she learned that from Littlefinger. Now Theon, will he get a?
poor
Will he
Theon.
grow a penis?
No, but I think he might grow balls.
that is a great line shot. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen? Because I mean, you have some book info that we've talked about.
Yeah,
Is
true.
Theon as much a wimp in the books as he is in the show?
Oh yeah, but you don't get to see it happen in the book. Like you just like don't hear about Theon for like a book and a half or so, and then you all of a sudden get this this new chapter from somebody called Reek, who's this messed up freak dude, and then you realize he's Theon Greyjoy.
Ooh,
That must have been cool to read.
It really
Like when
was.
you
yeah, that
realize-
sounds like a good reveal.
And I like the way that the show did it, and it kind of showed him without like you didn't get confused as to like what was happening. Like you knew pretty much as Theon did for most of it, which was really cool. But you didn't just like, oh, where'd Theon show up from out of nowhere kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Plus, he's a good actor. I mean, people wanted to
Yeah.
keep seeing more of Alfie Allen.
Yeah, and you can't really do that reveal like with the books as you can with an actor, or like
With something visual. Maybe.
Yeah, like because someone visual, you immediately know that Reek is Theon, but like in the books, you just know that this is this crazed mind.
So just to sorry.
You know, I was gonna.
No, go ahead.
I think Theon is going to stand up to his uncle, but I don't think Yara will survive.
Yeah, probably not. She's kind of a minor character anyway. I like her.
She's gotten bigger as a character, but
Yeah.
And
I
Theon's,
do like her.
where is he right now? Is he with Yara or is he with Sansa? I don't remember.
I thought he just left to go rescue Yara, because that was the whole fight scene on the beach of Dragonstone where he beat up the dude.
Yes.
Man, he really... that's right. I know. Yara is in King's Landing.
Yeah, prisoner of Euron.
Oh, because they're getting Cersei ships, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this plot point. There's so many plot points.
The Golden Company.
Oh, that's right. They bought them.
Yep, mercenary company.
That'll be good to see. Okay, so there's also Melisandre and Grey Worm.
That thread will go nowhere. I like Grey Worm because he's Raleigh Ritchie. I just like the dude, but like, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, enough about that. No, did I say Melisandre?
Yeah.
I meant Missandei.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured who you meant.
Yeah,
I
I just want to
figured you
clarify.
meant.
But I guess Melisandre.
She's prophesied that she is going to die in Westeros, as she said to Varys, who is also prophesied to die in Westeros. So I think we might see their deaths this season.
Wait, she revealed to Varys that he's gonna die.
Yeah, she like said to him, "We both know we have to die in this strange continent."
And I mean, he didn't know that, right?
Yeah, but Varys isn't a fan of her.
Yeah, they're
Like-
kind of at odds because he doesn't like magic.
Yeah.
Man, Varys is a very interesting character.
Varys is great.
So let's talk about Varys.
He's gonna die.
Well, I guess we just said that. But I remember, Shawn, you telling me that you really enjoyed watching Varys and Littlefinger's game of chess earlier in the seasons. That's why I thought maybe you'd be like, I should have, like, maybe they should have kept Littlefinger alive. Back when we were talking about Littlefinger.
No, I mean, his arc had to go where it had to go.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay in King's Landing, not with the ambition that he had. He had to go outside to get his power, because, like, he can't really go up from the Master of Coin, like, to a higher position in King's Landing. The next thing up is, like, essentially de facto ruler of the Vale, and then he kind of becomes de facto ruler of the Vale and the North if he got his plans what he wanted.
That's right.
And Harrenhal, too. I think he still owned that.
He really thought his plans out. I mean, it was playing out pretty nicely for him.
Mm-hmm.
Until Arya happened.
Until Arya and
Freaking
Bran.
Arya with your superpowers.
And Bran with his superpowers. Like, looking back, he was like, you messed with our father.
I feel like it's a good idea for them though to get Littlefinger out of the way, because at this point it's less political squabbles and more big battles and superpowers, and he doesn't really fit into that.
That makes sense. So we have Brienne.
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
What's she doing now? I don't remember.
She's debating whether she wants to make love to Jaime or Tormund.
Obviously Tormund. I mean, have you seen that man?
Like you're just offending him because he's ginger.
Anyone with a beard that big, like, that's proportional.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Or he's compensating.
I love the scene where Tormund is talking to. Is he talking to the Hound? Yeah, he's talking to the Hound north of the Wall, and they're both talking about Brienne. He's like, "You do know her." It's great.
All right, so that's Tormund and Brienne. Well, do you guys think Tormund is going to survive?
We know he does. From the videos that they've shown of, like, the season 8, like, promos, we've seen a shot of Tormund.
Oh, you mean from when the wall was collapsing on him? Like that he survives that?
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean in general.
Oh, in general? I'd like to hope so.
Yeah, he's just a great watch.
He's a cool
fun
dude.
to watch.
Yeah.
Be a good guy to sit down and have a beer with.
Yeah, I'd vote for him for president.
Go and vote for Torm.
President of the Wildlings.
Ooh, that's kind of how America feels right now. But just kidding. But no. We also have Gilly.
Gilly and Sam.
Yeah, Gilly and Sam.
They're intertwined.
Definitely. So what's gonna happen with Gilly? What's gonna happen with her incest baby and Sam?
We're just gonna
With the fat pink mast.
what?
Oh, Shawn, you gotta say it.
So in the books, the
Oh, no.
sex scene with him and Gilly,
Oh no!
like after he defends her,
Oh no!
George R. R. Martin describes
Oh,
Sam's penis as a fat pink mast. Like the mast of a ship.
I know what
Yeah,
I know what a
yeah.
mast is.
It's like a Shakespearean word for chode.
Does everyone's penis get like a special description?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
the
I have
sex
to
is
read these
very
books.
descriptive in the books. Like
Is this like Sherlock Holmes, but instead of describing street corners, he's describing anatomy?
sometimes, yeah,
Oh my
and violence too.
That's good. That's good.
Are you gonna read the books, Justin?
I'm
Or are you gonna
Fine.
pull
Maybe
on
when
me?
all the books are out.
yeah.
Oh
I'll
my
just
gosh.
wait. Yeah, I don't like starting something that doesn't have an ending.
We shall resume this podcast in 2029.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
I think Sam and Gilly will live happily ever after.
Oh, that's right. We didn't actually talk about them. That would be nice. I mean, is that the consensus here?
I think so, and I don't know if they'll be able to avoid the kind of cliche that Sam is writing a song of ice and fire, and that's like his chronicle of like we're watching his
Oh,
chronicle
no.
of
How
the
did
thing.
how did he get all this information though?
From
You know?
Bran,
From
Oh,
Bran.
Jesus.
from Mr.
Yeah.
Raisin Bran.
So they're co-authors.
yeah.
My God. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's talk about Bran.
If
Yeah.
okay, if it ends with a shot of Sam writing all this stuff down and he flips it over like the stupid Hobbit movie and it says a Song of Ice and Fire,
Okay,
I
commit
will,
to something.
See,
Commit to
I
something.
will
If
quit.
it ends like that, you will do what?
I
Commit, Justin.
I will be very disappointed.
No. Don't cop out. No.
What do you want me to do?
You have to make some outrageous claim.
I'll eat a whole bag of Takis.
Oh,
You already do that.
I know. That would be delicious.
Okay, eat it from what end?
Ew.
that mean?
That's disgusting, Arturo. Jesus, this is a PG-13 podcast.
Clearly. No, come on. Are you not going to commit to something?
No, I'm just going to be super disappointed.
That's so boring.
Oh, it's so boring. Okay, tell you what, you got to think of something and we'll do it in the next episode.
Fine.
And then if it ends like that, then our last episode of this section will be that. Will be the recording of whatever that is.
All
He's
right.
writing it down.
We're still in Sam, yeah? No,
Yeah.
Bran.
Oh,
Bran
that's right.
Flakes.
Yeah, I'm a bad host. Yeah, raising Bran. So,
Don't steal my joke.
when did you say that?
Like a few seconds ago.
I'm gonna say. I'm going to.
Quote.
That
I'll quote
too.
you on that. I'll quote you on that.
I'm gonna say that Bran is going to be. Bran's story, I think, is going to be closely tied to the Night King more than any other person in the story.
Ooh, like almost like he is the Night King.
I don't think I
buy
wouldn't
that?
go
Do you buy
that
that?
far,
Okay.
but I think that we've seen the creation of the Night King by Bran for a reason, and I think that Bran is going to be tied into whatever motive that the Night King has for coming south.
Ooh.
And
I mean, the Night King was able to step south because of Bran as well, right? That's the theory.
That's what they believe, either because of that or because he has a freaking dragon.
Okay. Yeah.
Dragon's help. He'll just become the Raven.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll pull a Sam and Gilly. He won't be killed or anything. That's my theory.
All right.
But
Let's
he
see.
will be involved in a battle, and he'll be warding all of these. Could you? Could you
That was Shawn's lips.
he'll be going into all these animals and fighting battles.
That's cool. Like from The Hobbit. Who was that wizard?
I don't know. It's been a long
Hey,
time.
let's not do
It's
a
been a long
crossover
time since I
here.
had read The Hobbit.
Radagast. Anyway, I know he didn't, and I'm just talking about the movies. So let's do Jorah. Well, Night King's not really like.
He's definitely a character.
I mean, yeah. But, okay, fine. You want to talk about Night King? He's gonna die.
Just the White Walkers. Do you really think so?
Do you think he's gonna be on the Iron Throne?
I don't
Oh
think.
my gosh!
No.
The Night King on the Iron Throne.
I don't think.
You know what? You know what else?
What?
Could Daenerys' vision could lead to with snow on the Iron Throne?
The White Walkers.
Ice.
Yeah.
Ice on the Iron Throne.
That could be too. But what I think is going to happen is I think that the Night King and either Jon Snow or Bran are going to make some kind of agreement. I don't think there's going to
Whoa.
be. I think we're going to see more of, because the actor, I try and keep up on like some of the things,
Like the
and-
production stuff.
Yeah, and like some things like Google just recommends you because it reads your mind and it knows whatever you like.
Yeah.
And like it'll show me articles of like, oh, the Night King actor says that we're going to learn more about his motives, which I think is very cool because I think that ties into a bit more with Bran. I think we saw
Yeah.
the creation of the the Night Walkers or the White Walkers.
Night Walkers.
The White Walkers for a reason. I think we see that their creation for a reason to maybe think that he can be cured.
Yeah, because at this point, right now, like they're just
They're like
the
an
Night King.
They're an antagonistic force more than like characters.
Yeah, they are black and well.
What?
What?
They're
Like-
white.
Okay, hang on.
It's in the name,
Stop.
Arturo.
There's black and white. Like there's black and white.
Well, let's not make it
There's
a racial
good and
thing.
evil. God damn it! And then there's gray. Okay, does that
like,
make sense?
Like Jorah. Get it? Because he
Yeah.
had grayscale.
Jesus.
Anyway, wouldn't it be great if the Night King gets to the Iron Throne and everyone's like, he's gonna sit on the Iron Throne, and he just like puts his hand on it and obliterates it. Because they can break steel, right? Like that's
That would
shown.
be
when he-
cool.
Like that would be great. Like he doesn't care about their stupid political squabbles.
What
He
should
has-
be though?
He has greater, more omniscient goals.
What's that? What should be Valyrian steel? And then he dies.
What?
The Iron Throne.
Like he pokes himself on it and then he
Oh,
dies. Because it's not Valyrian steel that kills them, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I thought it
And
was
dragon
both.
glass.
Yeah.
It's both?
Anything made from dragon fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they believe, like, they think that Valyrian steel has something to do with dragon fire, and that's why no one can make it anymore.
I thought Valyrian steel was literally just like a super refined form of steel that didn't have any magical properties.
I
There's
think-
definitely magic.
Yeah, I think in this world there's supposed to be magic,
Okay.
even though it's based off of our real world version of Damascus steel.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's see. Bronn.
He better get his freaking castles, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Were you waiting to say that, Sean?
No.
Bronn. I love Bronn. He's such a
Yeah.
good comedic relief.
It's good.
And he's super what's the word? Heroic. He can be really heroic.
Bronn
Yeah.
will die being heroic.
I could see it.
I bet he's gonna
Yeah.
die with like blood coming out his mouth, as most characters do. Like most characters like him do. Like he'll be really charismatic and he'll be like, I'll see you guys on the other side.
Oh,
And, like-
Jesus! If he says that, then we need to fire some writers. No,
Yeah,
he's
that'd-
gonna have to make a decision between like being his swordy self or like fighting for the greater good, and he's gonna choose the greater good, and he's gonna die in the process.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's a little
I'm
cliche.
in
but-
consensus with that.
Okay, let's talk about Jorah.
He deserves
Jorah.
so much more than he's gotten.
But he's gonna die.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
Will he get out of the friend zone?
No.
No.
Maybe like a kiss as he's dying from Daenerys.
Jesus.
But I think he's going to die like within the battle for the knights for the battle of winter or whatever it's going to be called.
Winterfell, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
gonna die. Daenerys is gonna come up to him and be like, "You did really good," and then he's gonna see Jon standing there, and he's gonna be like, "But you're really the guy who got Anyway, never mind. It's not gonna be a fun death for him.
It's their friend zone.
Yeah.
So season 7 was where Gendry finally stopped rowing his boat.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
and she's kind of...
I am
in
aware
the
of that.
show
I
now.
am aware of that meme, by the way.
That was a great meme, yeah.
I'm calling it 100% sexual tension between him and Arya.
Ooh, no. I do not like seeing Arya as a sexual character.
And me neither, because she still looks like she's 11.
Yeah. She's just a
But
little...
he's hot.
Gendry?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of is, but I mean,
like...
hang on.
Arya.
You want it? Do you want that? Yes.
No,
Do you
no,
want that
no.
shot?
I don't know. That there has been hints that they're going to end up together, I think. But
I don't like that. I don't like Arya having romantic relationships.
She's also a psychopath. Yeah.
yeah, that could put a damper on it.
What if she's won over by his charm and then like she fails in battle because she's not like a hardened warrior anymore? That'd be this. Jesus. That would be like the horrible end to Arya's character arc.
Yeah.
Shawn, you do not hold back.
No.
All right. So also, Clegane, the Hound.
Get hype.
Get hype. Yes, that's a meme. Can you just
Okay.
join in and pretend like you know?
No.
Why not?
Have you seen the video? Can we like?
Oh, I
You can
can't even turn my
probably-
computer around.
Well, you can probably cut this part out. We're gonna look at the Clegane Bowl get hype video.
No.
It's
I don't have as cleanly burps. I'm sorry. My burps are like
It's because Shawn is a bass.
really liquidy.
A few minutes later.
Are you hype yet, Yeston?
I'm sure, yeah. I'm hype.
So the theory is that the Gregor Clegane and his brother the Hound Sandor Clegane have one purpose in this story, and that's to fight each other to the death before the end.
Do you think that's gonna happen? Do you think that the Hound and his brother are gonna fight each other to the death?
I think it's either so hyped that it's not going to happen, or it's like something that's so foreshadowed that it will. Like at a certain amount of point, like after so long, it's so hard to tell now. Like with this show,
My thing is though, the Mountain isn't even like a person anymore.
yeah, I
So-
think that's why he has to die. I think he would die if Clegane Bowl happens. Sandor wins. The Mountain dies, but I don't know if Sandor lives for long after that.
Mm.
And it's just going to be a great show to see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just excited to see that fight.
Oh, I'd love
Yeah.
to. But it won't be like two brothers clashing. It'll be like putting down a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it used to be his brother. And I mean, if anything, he can hold back less now.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I think he'll be happy, Sandor, to kill the guy he's hated for most of his life. And if there was any part of him that would have held back because that was his brother, which I don't think he would have, right?
Probably not. Now that Sandor has picked a side, he firmly fights for the living, and his brother is not quite living.
Yeah.
And
Man, is that in the
Yeah.
books, though, about the Mountain?
yeah,
Okay, that he's kind of a zombie.
yeah, it's heavily implied. It's heavily implied. In the books, he's referenced as Sir Robert Strong.
Okay.
But the evidence is all there, like it is in the show, that like this dude was Qyburn, like juiced him up with some kind of chemicals or something, did something to him that made him live.
Did some necromancy.
Is that
Yeah.
not like a plot hole, though? Because, or like a plot problem? Because as far as we know, the only ones that are sort of alive are the White Walkers, or like the people that they bring back. And suddenly, like, there's this outlier that comes out of King's Landing, being the Mountain, that he's kind of half alive, half dead.
There is that scene where, what's his name? The scientist?
Qyburn?
Qyburn, where they bring the White Walker to King's Landing, and Qyburn looks at it and is like all curious.
Yeah. He's like having a field day, like
Yeah,
looking at this
yeah.
zombie.
So I would say it's a similar thing, but not quite the same. The zombies are obviously much more advanced.
I mean, is this non-consequential though, as far as the process that he invented?
I think that the Qyburn thing, because George R. R. Martin has many themes that go against each other in his story, and I think that's one of the ones that plays into the magic versus the maesters kind of thing,
Mhm.
because we see the maesters are very like old, uppity, like very uptight kind of academics that don't really like want to go outside the lines. They don't want to like if it's not sanctioned by them, like what Qyburn is doing, like dissecting living bodies, like to figure out what's going on with people, what makes them alive,
Mhm.
versus like the magic which they try and like get rid of and whatnot. I think that's another one of the themes that it plays into.
I see. Okay.
No.
Well,
I could see him sticking around though.
the Mountain or Qyburn?
Qyburn.
Okay. Yeah, no, Mountain has got to go.
He's
Yeah.
gonna show some curiosity for the zombies, and he's gonna end up getting surrounded and eaten by them.
That could be cool. I could see that.
Ooh, I'd
It'd
like
be a
that.
little cliche, but I think he would be the only person that it could work out with.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so the last character we have to talk about, the most important character, Hot Pie. I'm just kidding.
Wait, did we even talk about Cersei?
We
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Okay.
No, we
okay.
did.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We talked about Jamie, and that led to Cersei.
Yeah, there's so many characters, but Hot Pie I really liked. He was very charming, and I
Makes
have
pies.
fond memories of him
Why is his name Hot Pie?
because he makes
Because
pies.
he makes pies.
Okay,
Jesus.
but like, did he have the name before he made pies?
Probably not.
I don't think so. Did you have the? Never mind. Okay. So
No.
let's close this out.
Wait, no. What about Hot Pie?
No, I'd want him. I mean, he's not even really in this anymore.
Hot Pie.
Hot Pie is the main character, unless
Yeah.
I've been watching the wrong show.
Hot Pie will be sitting on the Iron Throne. He's gonna run a pie dictatorship. Westeros,
He's gonna tax all the pies.
Westeros will be a pie continent, and then
Let them eat pie.
they will conquer all the other continents with pie ships, flying
we
pie
had enough
ships.
wine.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll be
maybe we have
great.
more. It'll make more sense.
Maybe.
So let's actually close this out.
Mhm.
Shawn, I feel like I should have prepared you for this because I want us all to recommend some media relating to Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It used to be, at first I thought maybe we should recommend like just Game of Thrones covers, but that seems a little limiting. So we can just, I want to open it up to recommend any kind of Game of Thrones media, and I will start.
Go ahead while I look this shit up.
And we will do this for every following episode. I just close it out with recommending, what shall we call this segment? I mean, it's not memorable media because that's a regular Memorycast thing. What shall we call this?
Stank of the Throne,
No,
because it's like leftover.
not
From
even
the throne.
close. It's gonna be called Off the Throne. So I will start. I will recommend. This is a shameless plug, shameless self promotion.
Oh my gosh.
I will recommend.
Wait. Let me bring the listeners back to a time. I'm with Arturo and another entity in a parking garage at 4 in the
Another
at
entity.
4 in the morning, and we got cameras set up, chairs,
Oh.
Coffee.
Yeah,
Coffee.
I know.
and Arturo was like, "We're gonna record a video in here," and we did.
I'm promoting my arrangement of the Game of Thrones theme for viola and cello, which is a terrible instrumentation, just because viola is in it.
Viola fits that theme very well, though.
It does
Yeah,
because
it
it's in
does.
C minor, and anyway, I that's why I wrote it for viola and cello.
I really like at the Red Wedding. They have like footage of instrumentalists playing, and then they start playing like the Lannister theme right before they kill
I think
them
that's
all.
like a
The
cello
Reigns of
instrument.
Castamere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Viola da Gamba, maybe.
Something like that.
I guess like an in between.
They probably use like a cello, but it's maybe meant to mimic. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but
That is very cool. But yes, I'm promoting my arrangement of the Game of Thrones theme for viola and cello. It's recorded very, very badly. the audio is, it's very bad. And Yeston was the cameraman, which is like,
And you never put a blind man in charge of your cameras,
But we will link in the show notes.
Yeah, so you can go see why.
Although 2 of the 3 cameras, which the other 2 cameras were another iPhone 6s, and then
they don't need to
iPad
know the
Pro.
specifics of your camera setup,
But
Arturo.
it's in the description of that video.
I want to recommend. There's a channel called Film Cram, and
Jeez.
that's
That's what Yeston used to catch back up on his Game of Thrones, which is clearly it was
obviously
ineffective.
didn't work. So we have done a very poor job at recapping the Game of Thrones seasons. So we have done a. Jesus, this is gonna be a mess. So we've done a very poor job. We've done a very poor job at recapping the Game of Thrones seasons. But if you want someone that actually does it well, very quickly with some style, there's this channel, and he has put up Game of Thrones ultimate recap videos where he goes in quite a lot of depth. Like these are half-an-hour videos that recap every single season up till the latest one. So if you actually want to recap effectively without rewatching the entire thing, I would recommend this channel. We will link that.
And Sean, this isn't limited to videos. You could do like images or anything you really want.
The one I'll save some other musical things for other weeks, but the one that I want to recommend, a YouTube channel. If you like the kind of more in-depth, like really weird, like theories and like thinking about things that might happen, I would give a watch to the YouTube channel called Bridge 4. Goes in depth about a lot of different upcoming and relevant Game of Thrones theories and topics and things that might be interesting to watch.
I think it just might in preparation for the next episode that we do.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones and some ones that make sense. He uses a lot of evidence from both the show and the books from what we have. So,
is there a video you'd recommend people to start watching on?
Let me look at his YouTube channel. Give me a second. If you like theories, there's theories that he goes through. A lot of the prophecies that play into a lot of things in the earlier seasons. A lot of the backstory. Like there's a lot of theories. Like, will Jaime find and return Ned Stark's bones? Who will win the Game of Thrones? That's a 6-part video. I've watched a lot of these.
How many videos are there?
Oh, there's a lot. Like there are quite a lot. Littlefinger death, like that. The people think that Littlefinger's death was staged. Like he paid a faceless man, and like he goes through why that might be true, why that might not be true.
That's not true.
Yeah, I would say it's not true.
They don't have the time to bring Littlefinger back.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like the idea of it ending in a negotiation. Like, no one would expect that.
See, I think
How
I think-
anticlimactic, though.
I guess, but
I could see it, but I think that the Night King is going to. I think the Night King might be a little anticlimactic, to be honest.
Why do you say that?
Just because like we know that the third episode of the season is going to be the battle at Winterfell, and we know that like something's gonna happen, like something's got to happen afterwards. That is, so we know that like.
Oh, I see. So the climax will be not between the White Walkers and the humans. It'll be between two human forces.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think that like we might find out that the White Walkers are here for something maybe a little less sinister than we thought. Like maybe they don't want to take over the entire world. Maybe they just want Gilly's baby or something like that.
They want pies.
Yeah, they want hot pie. But
okay, I guess we will discuss how the first episode plays out in the next episode. And we'll discuss episode 1 of season 8 and episode 2 of
On the Throne.
On the Throne. That's what we're calling this.
Assuming that's not taken.
And yeah, we're just gonna be talking about the episodes as they come out. All right, so we'll be back next week with discussion on episode 1 as we have.
But next week is the 8th.
Oh yeah, but I mean, by the time this gets released, Shawn.
Okay, yeah.
There's a time that exists within the podcast.
Okay.
That is not real time.
We're
Alright.
living in the future.
So even though we're recording this technically in 12 a.m. on the 2nd, it might not come out till the 8th.
No, yeah, exactly. Because we're going to release this a week before
Yeah.
the first episode.
Yeah.
That way people can get hype.
Get hype.
Wait, say it one more time.
Get hype.
Guys, don't be afraid to just like give your microphones a blowjob. Okay?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Who did that? I don't even know.
I gotta burp wine.
Okay. Man, it's getting warm in here. Was it the blowjob? Okay. So,
What are we doing? What's going on?
no, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Get hype.